Come on. There we go. Right.
All right, another episode of Day Drinking with Dave and Mark
in Salt Lake. And it's actually daytime.
During the day.
Oh, my God. That never happens.
Yeah, so why don't we... I'm not sure which one's the applause. We'll try... Nope, that's not it.
That works.
There we go.
Woo!
Yay, during the
day.
Day drinking. So, yeah, we're here at the Slug Magazine Brew Distillery. Did I say that right?
Brew Distillery.
Brew Distillery. And as a guest from of Clearwater Distilling.
Clearwater
in,
Distilling.
Pleasant Grove, Utah.
Pleasant Grove, yeah.
And so how did we get a hold of them, and how did we get this all started, Dave? Because it was kind of you. It was pretty much you.
So I know the owners from going to the diviest little bar that you can think of over in Payson, Utah. Yeah. And they know what I do as a profession. They know that I bartend and everything. So the owner, James, reached out to me and said, hey, we got this event coming up. We want to, it's a big distilleries event, different breweries and distilleries featuring what they have in Utah. Yeah. Which there's more than you'd think, actually. It's kind of surprising. And we want you to come up with some cocktails to feature our spirits and then bartend for the event. So, came up with some stuff. They chose what they liked the best. And we're here today now. We're getting set up and ready to do this thing. Make some people some tasty beverages.
What were some of the drinks that you made then?
So they have a one that's kind of like a rum.
Okay.
And so I made essentially it's a strawberry pineapple mojito kind of idea. It features it really nicely. I did a with their Josephine, which is a eau de vie, like the water of life. I did I call it the cinnamon apple crush. Okay. So I get green apples, green grapes, fresh cinnamon syrup, and a little bit of lime juice with their Josephine to shake it up. Oh, it's so good. And it's very hot today too, so it's very refreshing. Yeah. It's perfect for a hot day like this.
It's gonna be in the triple digits.
Oh my God!
If it's not already,
we're out here in 100 degrees right now.
Yeah,
that's insane. Yeah. And it's an outdoor event, and I'm giving people whiskey.
Yeah, I don't see what could go wrong.
No, they won't get drunk.
Not at all. No. So, well, shit. Yeah.
Well,
you got the hat, you got your shirt.
Okay, I got the whole. They give me the whole kit and caboodle. I got a little dirt on my wiener already.
So what kind of spirits do they have? What kind of?
So they're kind of trying to push the envelope a little bit while still doing stuff that's recognizable for people. So they've got one. Okay. It's kind of a rum. It's got some other elements in it as well, some other fruits and spices. It's going to be a little bit more spicy than you would get on a lot of rums, but it's not exactly a spiced rum either. Right. So it's interesting. It's interesting to work with as far as the flavor profile goes and try to get it to blend with other ingredients and stuff. It was fun to work with, actually. They've got one.
And the rum is what drink did you make with the rum?
That was the kind of mojito one that I'm talking about, the strawberry pineapple mojito. And then they have one, it's a rye almagnac blend, which is very unique. You see a lot of ryes that will be aged in like an almagnac barrel or cognac barrel, but not a lot of blends like this, so it gives it a very unique taste profile. And that one we did just kind of a Cabernet cocktail, almost like a on-the-fly made sangria. It was really good with that one. And then they have a light whiskey. It's an ultra-rare, 14-year aged. That is fantastic. That one we didn't even make any cocktails for because it's so good. We just want to a
light whiskey. What does that entail?
Just
I don't know if I'm familiar with that.
Just lightly aged, one barrel, and then yeah, it's very smooth. I forget where they procured it from. I for the life of me, I can't remember right now. They can answer that question for us. Give a little bit more detail on it.
Good deal. Well, hopefully when we come back, we will actually have the two owners, John and James.
John and James.
And we'll get that going. All right. Got it?
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I got the Clearwater thing in it. Okay.
We framed.
All right.
Good. All right, I'm not touching nothing. Boom. That one's recording.
All right, welcome, John and James with Clearwater Distilling. Appreciate you guys for having us out here and everything like that.
Yeah, jumping on Day Drinking with Dave and Mark with us. I appreciate that.
There you go.
Our first ever actual daytime podcast. Everything's been at night.
This is the first time we've had a daytime podcast with Day Drinking with Dave and
Yeah.
Mark. Yes.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
And you're starting off with Clearwater Distilling.
Well,
I
yeah,
think it's only the best.
Oh, yeah.
So where did Clearwater Distilling start with you guys?
Gosh, it started several years ago with my brother Matt, who's kind of the evil genius behind the brand creation and the different liquors that are being distilled. And it all came as a result of him getting a still as a Christmas gift, or birthday gift rather, from a bunch of his friends.
Oh, that's
Really?
awesome.
So his dream was like, all right, I've done wine, I've done brewing and beers. He goes, what am I going to do with a still? So he said, what happens if you distill sangria? So that's kind of how it started, and he was a little innovative there, and it's kind of gone on, and obviously the still is no longer in use. The equipment grew bigger, and now we've got a full-size warehouse full of equipment. And
yeah, your still's
distilling
big.
the best, yes.
I've seen it.
And you're in Pleasant Grove, Utah, correct?
That is correct, yes.
How long have you been there?
March of last year, so right
March
in the
of
onset of
last year.
COVID.
Okay. All right.
And you are the first and only distillery in Utah Valley?
That is also
Yes.
correct.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, we're
First
the-
and only so far. That's
Yeah, they've checked the records and stuff, and we're the first legal
yeah, well, yeah. Yeah.
in Utah County, and
That's huge.
Yeah.
What a badge to be able to wear.
oh yeah, it's a great badge to wear and be able to.
Especially in Utah. What a unique state to try and open a distillery. Like,
I know, and then you look around, and we've got all these other distillers as well. But who would think Utah would be the first state to say, "Hey, let's do a distillery"?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The population isn't large. Predominantly, most of them are non-drinkers.
yeah.
But-
Oh, yeah.
but
Big
he-
portion.
Here we are, and we're succeeding. So.
What difficulties have you found that you didn't foresee in actually starting it and getting it going in not only Utah but Utah County?
James might have a little bit more experience on this. He's encountered new equipment and used equipment. So
The equipment has been kind of difficult getting the stuff here and get it running right. As far as the population, we're there. They were a lot more accommodating than we actually thought they would be.
and
That's
if you need to
surprising.
handle that, we can pause it or whatever we need to do. So
yeah, let's pop.
yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yep. What? So in the branding, you have different people's faces on there. What are you trying to portray with that? What different stuff are you trying to bring out with that?
Again, the creative genius with Matt. He goes different, right? We like to think outside the box.
Okay.
One of our taglines is called "Defiantly Different." We get away from the norms of the industry that everybody likes to get into: the vodkas, the rums, the things that you're going to see on the shelves. And since he's creating different brands and different spirits that are, we're looking for an outcome, and we kind of reverse engineer it. He goes backwards into it to say, hey, what can we use to get this? And because of that difference, he seeks out people that in society were also different, maybe leaders in their field, or Josephine Baker, one of the first ones. That was one of our original icons that he had come up with, because Josephine Baker, some people know, a lot of people do, some people do not. But she was a black dancer back in the 20s. In France. She's just an amazing female individual. She very strong in human rights and passionate about children and making sure they had homes and a good place to grow up and live in. She's from St. Louis. Did all her fame and glory in France,
Wow.
came back to the States, and ultimately died in St. Louis. But her story, if you follow it, and if you ever come into the distillery for a tour, we've got a few books on her. We're going to have some for sale. But she's,
that's awesome.
She's an amazing female that just draws attention. She's captivating. The eau de vie, the spirit that we've made after her, not after her, but named for her,
Right.
it is a French spirit, so it kind in encompasses that French background
wow.
that she's in.
Which translates to water of life.
It does. It does.
What? Let's see here. Got to kind of keep it short just because we're trying to get ready and everything like that. But where where can people find you, and for your social media and everything?
Stephanie, Matt's wife, my sister-in-law, is more of our social engager at this point.
Okay.
Predominantly Facebook.
Okay.
We'll find us on there. We are working with companies right now to get out that we can help, that are going to help us brand and market through SMS services, text messaging,
Gotcha.
emails, and we're also working
Nice.
with a big marketing company that'll kind of help formulate and draw us a roadmap on how we can get out there. But right now,
Okay.
if you want us, you can come by. We're a package store at the distillery in Pleasant Grove, and we're available with 2 of the products, Lawrence and Josephine, and 9 Utah ABC stores currently. So
Nice.
Great. And then, so here you have, how many different drinks do you have here?
3 today. 2 are going to be Lawrence based, which is our cinnamon vanilla flavored. It's a kind of a riff on a rum, taking how rum is typically made. With we started with Peel and Silo, and that we're using a couple different ingredients now, but all very quality, sought after ingredients. Very high end cinnamon, very high end vanilla beans that get split and infused into the beverage, into the liquor.
Wow.
So it's a very versatile. It's a very versatile liquor.
Yeah.
Great in pina coladas, great in daiquiris. Today we're
yeah.
going to have a peach daiquiri, and Dave here, our lovely bartender from
That's me.
yeah,
The Lodge of Blue Sky.
Lodge of Blue Sky, very very nice place. And he's also created Strawberry Days, which is kind of his riff on a strawberry mojito. So it's going to feature the Lorenz, mint, fresh strawberries, so very delicious, very refreshing. And our final one's going to be a cinnamon apple with Josephine. She's got a lot of fruits in her spirit, and the cinnamon and apple go very well together. Also very refreshing and light.
Yeah, good for how hot it is today, because
Exactly.
it is brutal today.
Now, do you have those recipes on Facebook or anything like that? So when they buy the spirit, that they can actually make those?
They will be going on Facebook. I do have
Nice.
copies here, so if people want to take a photo while they're here at the distillery, they're free. I'll have 3 different pages for we've also got recipes for other brands that we are carrying here today, but
Yeah.
we're only allowed the 3 cocktails. So
Yeah, we kind of, I guess we're limited based on slots
Yeah.
or however it works here. But
Well, that's great. Well, I really appreciate you guys coming and having us here and doing this podcast with us. Hopefully we can do it again. And
yeah, do something a little more
actually-
in depth at the
yeah.
distillery, so we can
Yeah,
check out what
spend some time instead of 1 in the heat and 2 with a time constraint.
yeah, it'd be nice to come back and do something out of the distillery. James he knows this equipment
Absolutely.
like the back of his hand.
Yeah.
He's been in them, on them,
Oh yeah,
around them.
them.
Yeah.
I've hauled them all the way from Oklahoma City out to our.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
They're
well,
his
the
babies.
the
so.
big still. I went to right outside of Fort Knox, Radcliffe, Kentucky,
Yeah.
and brought that back, and I made sure she was.
Yeah.
Everything was good, and yeah, those are my babies that I just. Yeah, I'd love to show them off to you guys.
It's a real
Yeah.
labor of love, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. It
Yeah.
is.
We'll
Very
definitely
much so.
We'll definitely have to do that. Thanks again, and another day drinking with Dave and Mark. Appreciate you.
Cool.
Thank
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
Thank
Appreciate
you
it.
very much.